You just got the keys to your short-term rental. Now what? Before you start planning that trip to IKEA or loading up your Amazon cart, you need to pause. Watch this entire video because we have helped hundreds of hosts set up their property, and we are going to go over with you what choices matter the most.
In today's video, we're going to help you decide what decisions to make first, what things you should avoid, and where hosts like us shop for unique and quality finds.
Hi, I'm Sarah Karakayan.
And I'm Annette Grant.
And together we are
Thanks for visiting. We've been hosting for well over a decade, welcomed tens of thousands of guests, and earned thousands of 5-star reviews.
Our portfolio continues to bring in over 1.5 million year over year, and supported not only by the industry's leading brands, but also some of the biggest media outlets.
And we're here to help you with your furnished rent.
We preach this to our private clients, to our mastery members, to you,
To anybody that will listen.
anybody that listens to us. There are 3 non-negotiables for your short-term rental. These 3 foundational elements will set you up for success in the long run. It is what separates you from the ho-hum short-term rentals in your marketplace, from the hotels that you are going to squash because you are such a better experience.
The get-rich-quick schemers that are just trying to make a quick buck.
Yes.
We know how exciting it is to just want to open your doors to guests. We know how it feels to keep writing checks, big checks for money that's just going out and going out and going out. But you must take the time here, purchase what we're going to go over with you, and make these investments because they will pay dividends with each and every stay, and each and every guest.
We say this all the time. It's like hosts have already invested so much in the property, right? Think of that, how much you've invested in that property. And you've done, hopefully, in your underwriting or a pro forma, what the property needs to perform at or perform better than to make it make sense. And then it just baffles us that hosts kind of drop the ball at this point and they don't invest time or strategy into developing what's inside the short-term rental, what guests experience in the short-term rental. And we're gonna give you a little secret. If you've not heard of Minoan.com, we wanna share them with you because it is a marketplace for hosts and hosts only, or if you're a short-term rental designer, you can apply there too. If you are an incredible host, you will get approved, and then you get access to host-only pricing. And it's to reputable brands and companies that have quality products, and this way, you're not gonna look like everyone else in your marketplace because you know of Minoan.com and this place where only hosts can shop. And we want to prove it to you. So we've actually are going to feature any pictures that you see in today's video are that of hosts who are crushing it and have beautiful things in their property, and they have really thought about everything they put in their property, and they shop at Minoan as well, so that you can see the proof is in the pudding there.
And one just overarching theme to everything here is so many of us have purchased for our own homes, but there is definitely such a difference when you're purchasing for a short-term rental. This is now for commercial use.
Yeah.
So we have to have this mindset shift of the things that we are purchasing, the things that we are investing in need to up-level to that commercial grade. And we're gonna go over what those things are. Number 1, the bed and the mattress matter the most.
You don't want to invest all of that money in your short-term rental, in that property, and then skimp on the one thing that the guest is looking forward to using that night and hopefully having a good experience during their stay with you.
Yes, and we are going to start at the foundation of the bed. That frame. I cannot tell you how many times I can go on Airbnb right now and scroll through and see the chintzy Amazon black metal frame that is like the cheapest there is, and I will see it in listing after listing after listing. Don't be that host. You want a sturdy foundation because we would tell you your beds are going to get used, okay? And you want to make sure that they are not shoddy. You want to make sure that they're not cheap. You want to make sure that the construction lasts for use after use after use after use. You don't want a guest calling you, letting you know that the bed frame
Or what's
is
even
broken.
worse is when they don't call you, and every time they shift it at night when they're sleeping, it squeaks. squeaks, right? Or you like readjust yourself and the bed goes like front and back because the screws are loose. And why is that? Because they're like cheap machine screws that aren't actually like connecting the bed in a way that's going to last a long time. They don't tell you until they leave a review and say, hey, everything else was great. The bed was really squeaky and uncomfortable, but otherwise it was fine. It's like, no, like we lost an opportunity there. So really be thoughtful about the frame that you're buying. Again, this should last you a long time. If you buy it nice once, then you don't have to buy a bed 2 times, 3 times. Remember that one time I had you come over and help me because I inherited a short-term rental from another property manager, and this has changed since then, but I didn't make the owner change any of the furniture or anything like that. I wanted to kind of just make other improvements, and the bed broke because it was a cheap bed and it had those cheap wood slats on this queen size bed, and the guest was using it. You know what I mean? Like they were great guests otherwise, but it broke right down the middle, and we had to bring a temporary, like also not a great thing, but I had to have something for them to sleep in the next night. Don't be that place to stay. And then next up is the mattress. And this is really hard because we want to try to appease all kinds of sleepers. And you know what a big decision a mattress is for your personal home. I don't know about you, but like my husband, you know, he likes it one way, I like it another way. And it's like, how do you make everyone happy? And mattress companies are getting hip to that. And so they're trying to create a universal experience for people. And that is our job as hosts to pick out a mattress that's quality, but also going to try to make as many travelers happy as we can. So read all the reviews, really dig in, understand just because it's really thick, does that mean it's quality and not going to deconstruct within the first year or two of use? All these things really matter. It's the foundation of what guests are paying for.
Here is a pro tip, a TFV pro tip here too. We know that again, this investment, if you can fit a king size bed instead of a queen size, get the king size. You know, if you can always upgrade the size of the frame and the mattress and the room still fits it, please upgrade to the larger size. So again, you know, most normal homes, maybe you don't have a king size bed in every room.
Yeah.
If you can fit a king size bed in every room, do it. Again, we know it's going to hurt. You're going to feel it in the wallet the other way when you're getting booked more because you have those upgraded sizes.
TFE tip number 2, when it comes to your bed and your mattress, after you've upgraded it in size, you want to make sure that you protect it. So don't skimp on that mattress protector. It's not just so that you keep dust mites and bed bugs out, but also if a guest brings a glass of wine to bed or a glass of juice to bed, whatever they eat in bed, you can tell them all day long in your house rules not to do these things, and they're on vacation or they're away from home, they're going to do what they want to do.
I'm not following those rules.
But if you have a mattress protector, and not that like plastically, crinkly, loud kind, but something that's actually soft, still protects your mattress from spills and any sort of staining, it's less of a big deal if an accident happens. I like to get a great comfortable mattress, a mattress topper as well, and then enclose it in a mattress protector that's not going to be loud during that guest sleep experience. So take it from me, it's a great way to upgrade your bed. Non-negotiable number 2, linens and bedding that lasts, my friends. Please do not shop for the cheapest thing you can find on Amazon. We don't want you to break the bank. Do not get us wrong. We're actually going to give you a tip here in just a moment. We're not saying to spend a ton of money on each set for your bed. Don't mistake us. But getting the cheapest thing on Amazon, think about it. Like, again, how are guests going to brag about their stay? It is most likely going to be the customer service and how they slept that night. And if you put in between 2 really uncomfortable pieces of fabric, it's not going to go well.
I made this mistake in the very beginning.
We all have.
First, I bought the sheets from IKEA, and when I say those things would get so wrinkly, they were rough, they weren't durable, they
don't clean well.
It was like such a bad decision, and I'm gonna say I went from bad decision to another bad decision because once I did that, I went and was like, needed new sheets, and I went to Amazon, bought my next round of sheets, and I don't know if I went from bad to worse or worse to better. It was not good, and I have never looked back after I made those 2 wrong decisions, and this was for several beds. Just so you know, I'd say like 6 beds. So I made a big error there. And so just take it from us. And what's awesome now is we have places that we can shop now where there are hospitality grade linens that when we first started, they
didn't exist.
They didn't exist. They weren't there for us, and they are now. And so we need to be taking advantage of them.
Like we said at the beginning of today's video, we want you to go check out Minoan.com because they are a host-only platform. Now, you do have to be accepted into the program, but but it is free to join. And as long as you are a great host, they are going to allow you to join the platform. Once you get accepted into the platform, you get access to incredible pricing. We can't share what the pricing is here because you have to be a part of Minoan.com. Yeah. But it's free. It's free to join. It's like, what? And then once you're on the other side of it, you're going to see what other hosts are investing in when it comes to their linens and towels and bedding and so much more. And that's why we wanted to show you also hosts in these photos that we're showing in today's video that use Minoan. These are Minoan users, and they are incredible hosts with beautiful properties. And they use commercial grade linens that are going to wash well, and they're durable, and they're not expensive because you get pricing that's for hosts only.
And you can also get your mattress and your bed frames from there too.
And decor. I mean, a ton of stuff. So if you don't know about it, we're telling you now. That's where we shop. We go there first before we shop anywhere else. Sometimes, once in a great while, we may have to go somewhere else for something truly unique or local. But when it comes to this foundational stuff, and the cool thing about Minoan.com as well is when you want to buy consumables for your property, you can buy it there too. So every time you're buying a consumable for your property, you can go back there and continue to get great discounts. It's really great. Go check it out. It's free. Minoan.com.
Number 3, a fully stocked kitchen.
Fully stocked. What does that mean? Here's how we define it. You should be able to make a traditional American Thanksgiving dinner. Because even if you're not from America or celebrate Thanksgiving, you at least know what I mean when I say that, hopefully. You know, like have the thermometer for meat, have a strainer for the potatoes, have a zester for the lemon, like truly, because that's what separates us from hotels is the kitchen part. And so we see so many hosts, we already went over it, they skimp on the bed and the mattress. Why? I don't know. They have terrible sheets that are really cheap. Why? I don't know. And they have this kitchen that you can make coffee and maybe a bowl of cereal, but you can't make a meal. And it's like, well, that's why they decided to stay here and not get everyone their own hotel room. They want to share a meal together.
And what we love is even if they don't want to share a meal and they just want to do snacks, you're prepped for the snacks. So if you go high and the bar is low, you're still going to cover it. The key to keep in mind here, though, when we are using the term fully stocked, if your home sleeps 10, that's not just
10 mugs,
10 plates, 10 wine glasses, 10 forks and knives. We say at least double that because you want them to be able to have multiple meals and not have to be either washing the dishes, going through the dishwasher, and depending on the size of your house, 2 dishwashers might be clutch if you can do that, but really think about that. You want to make sure that there's going to be enough of everything so they're not scurrying or running out of utensils or dishware.
Have them enjoy their meal and not curse your name every time they don't have a coffee mug. Because I like to have coffee in the morning and at 3 o'clock.
And sometimes I just like to use 2
a fresh mug
for different things.
Yeah, you might want to have a glass of white wine and then a glass of red right after. But you get us. So really think about your kitchen. Be thoughtful about it. Listen, Annette and I aren't cookers. Surprise, surprise. We don't cook meals at home. It's not our favorite thing to do.
Would you call it? See, we don't even know what they're called. I don't think
they're
called cookers.
What do you call it? A chef? We don't cook at home. I don't know. We don't do it. But that doesn't mean that just because we don't know that we're like, oh, our guests have to behave like we do. No, like you gotta do some research. Like what would it take to make a Thanksgiving meal, a Christmas meal, any holiday meal where a big family comes together and they eat all the things? What would that take? Make sure you have it in your property. Let's get into what we skip and why.
You should be happy right now. You're gonna save money.
Yeah, and do less work. Unless it's truly a curated thought or design choice. And I'm not just saying this because you like these things, because truly it's going to serve the guest experience. We skip decorative clutter, okay? The knickknacks, the tiny signs everywhere. If you like it for your home, great. But when it comes to thinking operationally about turning that property over, if dusting all the knickknacks and all the things becomes cumbersome, and then the guest sits down and they're actually looking around and they see that pile of dust on all those picture frame tops, that's a problem. Or here's what I see a lot too, and I've been guilty of this, not thinking through the guest stay and putting stuff and then not having anywhere for the guest to put their stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? So like in the bathroom, if it's a smaller bathroom, like I've got a small bathroom and I've got one little place where they could put their makeup or their medicines, what have you, and I've got a cute tchotchke here, they have nowhere to put it, and then they've got to move it, and then you got to move it back. So we don't really think about the blank space that needs to be blank because someone needs to come and bring their stuff and live within it. That goes too for your bedside tables, your dressers, your TV consoles. Like it's okay to have more blank space. You still want it to be homey, but not too much where they don't have room to move in.
That's where you can take some cues from a hotel.
Yes.
Think about just yourself in a hotel room. There's design, very thoughtful, but like Sarah's saying, the surfaces are fairly clear so that you can, again, move your things in during your stay.
And when you move out, it's easy for the cleaners to come in and get the job done well.
So you want it to be clean, you want it to be cohesive, you want it to definitely be thoughtful and designed, but you just don't want to over-design.
The second thing that we skip, and this is also something that we used to do, is like starter kit art. Or art from local stores that everyone has access to.
You mean not so local, like national stores.
Right.
AKA Target.
Right, AKA Walmart. You know what I mean? Like everyone else in our market also has access to. There was one point in 2020 or 2019, I forget, where we all had this, like, me included, okay? I'm not dissing on anyone, but like this picture of a steed that was really popular at Target, and the Target buyers.
He still might be there.
He might still be there.
It's like a bull. You know that it's black and white with the horn.
Yeah, hopefully we pop it up on this video here so you guys can see it. And it's just like, I would be on Airbnb.com and I'd be scrolling my competition, just checking it out. And it's like, why does everyone have the same art as me? Oh, because they had the same idea I did. Like, get in my car, it was an afterthought, go get something and put it on that wall. I'm gonna go back to the fact that you invested all this money in this asset. It is a very competitive landscape. I don't care where you host. And so you need to be thoughtful about the art, what separates you from all the other photos and experiences in your area. So skimp on the easy and overdone artwork and instead invest in unique pieces or hire an artist. I know murals are a huge thing in some areas, but make sure that it's unique.
Be careful of those too, yeah.
Yeah, and make sure you can afford it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you just want to be your personality out.
Wallpaper, even paint color. Like, there
I like
are
that.
ways that you can stand out.
Some sort of paneling.
Without a huge expense.
Yes.
Investing early will always pay off. I'm going to say it always. Because there is so much more than just the money involved in these choices. There is your time to reorder, to receive the package, to wash the sheets, the towels, you know, maybe it's the dishes. It's so many different things. As hosts, we totally underestimate our time and the time that things take. So that's the one thing I want you to think through and all of this, buying and upgrading the first time. Secondarily, we don't want those even one bad review.
Right.
It can really tank your listing, and we don't want you to risk any sort of bad reviews by not buying quality items from the beginning. So you want to pause in the beginning and make sure you are getting the best for your guest.
Let me give you an example of how I learned about this the hard way when it comes to our example with linens and beddings, right? So towels, sheets, whatnot. When you buy for yourself personally, it's not that big of a deal if you get another set of pillows that don't look exactly like your other set. Because if you're like me, I like 2 pillows. So you have 4 pillows on the bed, 1 gets stained, you didn't realize that you were low on inventory in your back stock, and you got order another set of pillowcases. I learned this, when you shop on giant marketplaces like Amazon, even if it's the same order that you ordered last time, because you can go back in your history and order the same thing, sometimes the colorway changes. So that gray towel that you got, or even the white looks like a little bit more cream this time. Or sometimes, you know, on towels, this is what happened to me. On a body towel, a bath towel, that decorative band on the end, it changed. I think like they even moved it down like 2 inches. It's the same order that I was doing. And so now I fold my towels a certain way that you could tell, like that they were different, they were mismatched. When you shop sheets and linens that are made for commercial use or for hosts like us, companies like that pay attention to the colorways.
Consistency is very important to them.
Yes.
Because they are selling
To hosts.
To hosts.
Yeah, they know the hospitality industry, and we're included in that. That's the thing, you're included in that. I kind of want you to change your mindset that you're not just, yes, you're offering a home and a really like homey experience, but you do sometimes have to adopt the mindset of hospitality companies like restaurants or hotels, in that continuity, that matching everything like that really shows the guests that you are paying attention to the details. And when you shop on places like Amazon for your towels, or if you're not shopping on Marketplace and you're just going to a local store, their buyers might be buying something different next time. And so again, you're gonna have these mismatches. So we recommend, like we mentioned before, like Minoan, when you go on there, they have brands that know how to serve hosts like us, and you're just gonna have a better shopping experience when you have to reorder things.
To recap, we want to keep sleep, cleanliness, comfort, we want to keep those as our guiding light for our guests and for our property.
So as we said, that mattress, that bed frame, it matters. Having too many tchotchkes in your property, we get it. It makes it feel homier, but it is tough to keep clean.
Refrain, just refrain.
Yeah, refrain, because it's tough to keep clean. We mentioned cleanliness, and guests need a place to put some stuff. It's okay to have blank spaces in your short-term rental.
And your cleaner will appreciate it.
And we always want to be thinking about how to make our cleaners' jobs easier.
This is something we didn't speak of earlier in the video, but that is also another reason for investing in high quality sheets and towels. They'll dry faster. Your cleaner, it's going to help make their job easier.
Yes. Also, to wrap this whole concept up, we want you to start thinking like a business owner. I don't want to strip you of what makes you you and unique, or your property you or unique. Keep that. But there is a segment of running a short-term rental where you do have to think like a business owner, and you have to invest financial money to make that larger investment in that property, and this whole concept of short-term rental pay off in the long run. We're not saying spend the money on all the things. It's these focused things, these foundational elements that's really going to set you apart in your marketplace and pay off in the long run.
Let's help each other out in the comments. Tell us something that you regret buying. I shared with you earlier, I regret those IKEA sheets that I purchased in the beginning. Let us know.
I regret the Target artwork.
Your steed.
My steed. Bye, steed. Also, we want to encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We post new content each and every week. 2 videos a week, so keep that short-term rental education going for yourself. Also, check out this video about how to set up a 5-star coffee station. Our coffee station ends up in our reviews time and time again. People love their coffee and tea. Check out that video. With that, I am Sarah Karakayan.
I'm Annette Grant, and together we are.
Thanks for visiting.